So I watched a video the other day about how the Man United team from 1999, the team that won the treble of Champions League, FA Cup, and Premier League, were the most overrated team in history. Okay, now I don't know if they're the most overrated team in history, but I definitely think they are a little bit overrated. And this guy did have some good points to be made, and so. Okay, so the thing is, 1939. Okay, so he made some good points. Now, first of all, in the Champions League, they only won 5 of 11 matches, and they still went on to win. And geez, my hair is all over the place. I need a haircut. But anyway, so they won 5 of 11 matches, which is a bit unusual. To be fair, they didn't lose any matches. They're unbeaten, but still, it's not a great. It's not great to only win 5 matches. Okay, so here's how they did it. They're in the Champions League group stage, and 4 teams in their group, so it's Man United themselves and 3 other teams. So they had Brøndby, which I believe are a Danish team. I could be wrong, I'm not 100% certain. Bayern Munich, German team, and Barcelona, Spanish team. Okay, so now that is a tough group, to be honest. Now Barcelona, they'd won the Champions League in 1992, and they'd go on to win the Champions League again in 2006, 2009, 2011, 2015. Bayern Munich, who got to the final that year, came very close to winning it. They also won the Champions League 2 years later. So yeah, they drew with Barcelona twice. They drew with Bayern Munich twice, and they beat Brøndby twice. Okay, so to be fair, Barcelona and Bayern Munich are 2 good teams. So looking back, I think they probably did about as well as they were expected to. So yeah, and then they got to the Champions League quarter-final. There's no last 16 back then. And they beat Inter Milan. They drew one leg, and they won the other. I think it was a 1-1 in the first leg, and then 2-0 in the second, or something like that. I'm not 100% certain. But I think, from what I've heard, Inter Milan only finished 8th that year in the Italian league. So, they got to the semi-final against Juventus. And they drew the first leg. So, so far that's 3 wins, and they won the second leg. They went 2-0 down, but they came back to win 3-2. So that's 4 wins, 2 in the group stages, 1 in the quarterfinal, 1 in the semi-final against Juventus. And of course, they won the Champions League final. Okay, they were losing going into stoppage time. They got 2 goals out of nowhere to win the Champions League that year, and 5 wins out of 11. Okay, most Champions League winning teams would win more than 5 matches in 11. So what other statistics do we have? So in the Premiership they finished 1 point ahead of Arsenal. Okay, now how did Arsenal do in the Champions League that year? They got knocked out of the group stages. They're in a group with a team called, is it Lens from France, Dynamo Kiev, and Panathinaikos. Okay, so to me that doesn't sound like the most difficult of groups. Okay, so they so that's not a great showing from Arsenal, is it now? And Man United, they only finished with 79 points that season. That is a good point as well. 79 points normally wouldn't win you a Premier League. So last season it was won with 99 points. What would 79? That would have got you 3rd last season. Okay, this season will get you 2nd, because Man United, even if they win their last 2 matches this season, they'll finish with 76 points. So yeah, that's another good point. To be fair, back in the 90s, teams tend to finish with less points. It was probably more of a competitive league. Maybe there was less of a gap between the bottom teams and the top teams, if you know what I mean. So yeah, 79 points. I know a lot of these statistics from watching the Premier League years when I was growing up. Didn't have anything better to do. I had no friends to hang out with back then. But in 1997, the year I was born, they finished with 75 points. 75, that's very low for a team that won the league. Normally you'd finish maybe 3rd or 4th with that amount of points. So that's a very low points tally, and that seemed to be quite the norm back then. So yeah, this is why the Man United team probably was a little bit overrated. And to be honest, Gary Neville says that the team from 2008 was actually better. And to be fair, he's probably right. Okay. If you think about it, when they won the league in '08 they were up against Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. Arsenal did well actually that year. They only finished 4 points behind Man United, if I remember correctly. They were 5 points ahead of Man United in March, if I remember correctly. That's going back quite a while. Um, so yeah, and back then, Man United so it was tougher back then. Chelsea got to the Champions League final. They didn't get knocked out of the group stages like a certain Arsenal did in '99, and also you had Liverpool who were in the Champions League final the previous year, and Arsenal. So yeah, standard in England was probably higher back then. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just why Man United were an overrated team. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.